Hi everyone, welcome to another speed build here on the channel. Today we're building with the Life and Death expansion pack, and this is a build that happened on live stream where I actually gave away a copy of the expansion pack. So if you didn't know that, hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel to get notified when I go live, because I actually do one of the live streams fairly often when EA gets me a copy to give to you, one of you guys. So yeah, hit the notification bell and the subscribe. But this is a build we built on live stream to play around with the expansion pack Life and Death, and I wanted this build to fit in with the graveyard that I'm building across the street. So I started building the graveyard, then I actually did the live stream and came back to the graveyard because I wanted the two lots to match and match up in styles, in aesthetics, and what it actually looked like. So you would kind of feel like it was one cohesive build, just split up on two lots. So we're building in Willow Creek, just across from the Goth Manor, as you can see in the background. And I started off by fiddling around with the new expansion pack, but I knew I wanted to use the windows from the castle kit, I believe it's called. I can't remember all the names at this point. There's so many packs, how can you? But I wanted to play around with that. We are going to change the wallpaper, so it is a bit more of a neutral color, and it actually fits somewhat better with the cemetery that I'm working on. But I definitely took a lot of inspiration from these more gothic churches that you see, and having just replayed a lot of the Assassin's Creed games this year, I also took a lot of inspiration from one of the famous churches like Notre Dame, stuff like that, and some of the cathedrals that we have around here in Denmark as well. So I took a lot of inspiration from different places, but really tried to create a unique style and a unique look and feel to the exterior of the church as well as the interior. So building on a live stream is somewhat different than the process when I'm building by myself. When I build by myself, I usually put on some music or one of the shows that I'm watching on my second screen, and then just start building. When I'm on a live stream, I go through different iterations with the people on the live stream. We talk about if this could be cool. People often help me with where items are, or if they recommend something, we try that out. So that's also what you kind of see throughout this video, that sometimes these speed build versions of what actually happened on the live streams are a bit more slow, or can feel a bit more like I'm going through a lot of different iterations. And it's because I talk with you guys on the stream of what we can do, and if there's any ideas. The bell tower, for example, was a good one. So we go through different iterations, and that's also how we came up with the fact that maybe it's too dark and we need to lighten up the build with this more lighter turned brick. So that's how that turned out, and that's why I love doing these live streams. The exterior of this build for me turned out so good. I'm super proud of this build and the way that it turned out. So I hope you guys like it as well. There was a lot of sharp angles and a lot of just actually cheating the game a little bit with the way that things looked, the way we placed certain items. So move objects was definitely enabled for this build, but I think it did something really good for the overall look and feel of the whole build. And when you walk inside as well, you can see we're not actually on a lot with that much space, so it was just really about maximizing the space, both from the outside but also the inside, because there was certain things I knew I wanted to have on the interior as well, which we got. But on the live stream, we focused on the exterior. And I love the way that this turned out. I think it looks so cool. So one thing I actually noticed looking at Danish cathedrals and French ones, a lot of Danish cathedrals are definitely French inspired because one of our earlier kings was really into the French architecture. So we have a lot of our older style buildings looking like something from Renaissance France, or that period. So there is this kind of crossover, but looking at that, it was just so beautiful, and I tried to recreate that, but I think it turned out really good. I'm super pleased and happy with the way that it looks, feels, and just the overall church itself. The roofing in particular for me was something that we went back and forth on a couple of times in the live stream, trying to figure out, can we actually get away with having this mothy, green covered, kind of dirty looking roof. And it actually turned out to be just what we needed to bring the whole thing to life. And once I started to put in more decorations and more of these gargoyles and all of these intricate details that's always on these types of churches, everything just started to come together really good. So I am so proud of the exterior of this church. And again, we built all of this exterior work on the live stream. That was just super cool. And then I went back in, spent a little, like under an hour, just finishing up the inside, and the church was born. And then I went back to the cemetery, that is the build before this one uploaded to the channel, and just tied everything together. So I think the cohesiveness just really came through. Normally, at least in Denmark, churches would have the cemetery attached to it, but sometimes, for example, in the city where I live at the moment, the church is not actually attached to the cemetery. So the cemetery is its own thing because it's this big plot of land where it's almost like a park where people can also come in, enjoy the beautiful nature, all that. So that's kind of the feel I wanted to go for here. I could have built it on a bigger lot, but I also knew that this space in Willow Creek was the perfect space for a church and cemetery because of the surrounding area with the parks and stuff like that. So that's the location for it. And again, everything is uploaded to the gallery. And if you don't use the gallery, or want to have the full save file, once I'm done with everything that has to do with this Rebuild the Sims 4 worlds, I'm gonna upload the save file for everybody to download, so you can wait for that as well. But just working on the interior of the church here, for me, I really had to, I'm not a religious person, but I had to really look at Danish churches and what that would look like, style-wise, styling, the layout, and try to really implement that into this, so you could both use this as a wedding venue and a place where you could have like a funeral or whatever. So that's the kind of vibe I was trying to go for here. And again, lots of natural lighting from candles. We have the chandeliers as well. Then I was trying to do something there, but that didn't look good. And then I was just kind of, you know what? I don't want to do any more to this church, because sometimes just keep working on it, it just makes it not good. And I was so happy with the result of it already. So yeah, here it is. This is what it looks like. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section down below. Starting the new year, I am so stoked after moving and getting settled into me and Martin's new place to really ham up the production of these videos. So stay tuned for that. But if you're wondering what the hell happened over the last 4 months with operation and all that, go over to my vlogging channel, check that out. I explain everything over there, and then you can kind of figure out what's going on with me if you're interested in that. Link in the description down below. Leave a comment down below as well what you thought about this build, the church. Do you like it? Don't you like it? Let's have a conversation down below. Leave a like on the video, and again, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I go live, because that does happen and there often are giveaways involved. But that's really it for me. I hope you guys liked this video, and just thank you so much for watching, and have a truly fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Bye.